Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we will be looking at the race meeting from Fairview on the poly track today. Nine races on the card, starting at 12:05. Before we look at that, there's just one or two things I would like to mention. As I said, welcome to this presentation by Outsider Genie. If you want to subscribe to receive our daily free video, just hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. We are also on social media where you can find us. Well, today I would like to introduce to you Dr. Genie, and he's ready to help you with your punting problems, which I will discuss just now with you what this is all about. Now, we have some special offers. If you sign up now, you can get the selections now till the end of April for 300 Rand, or you can take a package for 500 Rand, sign up now and get all the sections till end of May. And then, sorry, just take that off. And then my other package is package 3. Sorry, I apologize. I forgot to. 6 months package till end of September, where you can pay 1,100 Rand, and the normal value would be 3,000 Rand. It used to be 1,200, but already there's a week past in the month of April. So this package, you will receive all the selections, including all the big races during Gold Circle season, including Vodacom July selections that will only be available to subscribers. All the big race meetings on the champion season will only be available to subscribers. So if you subscribe, what do you get? You get your new future box exactas, and our exactas has been doing extremely well. The other day again, I gave exacta that came in, paid 177 Rand. You catch that 10 or 20 times, you're in the money. Two daily autocomes. Sometimes those autocomes come in good prices. The other day, I had one of those autocomes come in at like 14 to 1. Race by race selection, we give you outright winner and 2 possible outsider selections. We give you value bets. Yesterday again, one of our value bets ran third at the very long, was 25 to 1. The horse ran third. So although it didn't win, it still paid well for the place. So definitely, yeah, that was in the 7th race, I think. The horse's name I've escaped. Winter Watch. Okay. We also give you suggestions, trifectas, and quartets, affordable PAs. Our PA is coming in regularly lately, and also we caught a few pick sixes. What I do is I give you a small pick six, not more than 150 Rand, so you can add on to that, or you can take some of that numbers. Now, while we're here, I just want to quickly discuss with you Dr. Genie. Now, are you one of those punters that are tired of losing, tired of constantly picking the wrong horses, tired of not being able to find the outsiders to catch the bigger dividends? And if your answer is yes to the above questions, then you need Dr. Genie. If you are sick, you see your doctor. If you want legal advice, you see your lawyer. And if you are losing on punting horses, you see Dr. Genie. You see, recently I had a lot of requests from punters battling to win to give them some advice on how to improve their punting. So therefore, I decided to hold these one-on-one sessions where I'll spend 50 minutes with you on any topic of racing that you want to discuss. And here's some of the things that we can discuss. Your betting strategy, how to punt to win, how to use computer form, formulating your bets, how to find outsiders, learn more about handicapping, any other questions you might have. I will spend 50 minutes with you, and you can use that time to discuss any racing matter and ask questions. I truly believe that such an appointment will benefit you greatly in your punting. I will also record the meeting, and you will receive a recording in order for you to rewatch, should you want to listen again to some of the matters discussed. So the cost of this is only 250 Rand. Man, you can't see your doctor for 250 Rand and 50 minutes, let alone what I'm asking. And then as a bonus, I will give you the following. I will include in that then 30 days free form analysis from Outsider Genie. The value of that is 500 Rand. I'll give you my document, which a lot of people have said in the past has definitely helped them to improve the punting, and the document is called Punt to Win. And then I give you my video how to read computer form, which I charge 100 Rand for, and a video how to use computer form to find outsiders. So this total package, including the 250 consultation fee, is 950 Rand, and you pay only 250 Rand. It's less than a monthly subscription. So if you want to make a booking, give me a direct message on 083 5855 133. So let's now move on to racing. And as I said, we're racing from the Fairview on the poly track. Today is the second leg of the WSB series. So let's move down to race number 1. And race number 1 is a maiden plate over 1,000 meters. And as I said, we have a 9-race card. So here's race number 1, a maiden plate of fillies and mares over 1,000 meters. So let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Number 4, Camellia 28 to 10, Kiera 28 to 10, Paris Oprah 5 to 1, Shahidi 6 to 1, Time Off 6 to 1, Just So Easy 14 to 1, Lady Isabella 14 to 1, and 18 to 1 and longer the rest. Scratch number 3, Perfect Display, who was a winner last week. So here my first selection is going for number 1, Time Off. This is a very, very well-bred filly. Yeah, she didn't shape in Cape Town, but you can see here she ran close behind Wild Creature and Perfect Princess, and then not too far behind in other races. And I think this is really definitely not a strong field. Although she was running on over longer distances, I'm thinking this is a good move from draw 1 to bring her back to the 1,000 meters. And I would think that they might, just jump and go with this horse because she has shown earlier that she has got some speed. So if she can jump well, I'm sure she's going to be in the reckoning come the winning post. Then my outsider selection is number 2, Lady Isabella, also an ex-Cape Town horse. And unfortunately or fortunately, Cape Town horses do have a very good record, especially in their first run after relocating. And this horse, like if you can see here, finished behind Oh What a Night. Now, Oh What a Night did win 3 races in a row. And then Brianna finished second in her next race, although during the week she just didn't run up to scratch. But there was still some also good horses in that race behind Brianna. And you can see in some of her form, 11 runs, 3 wins, 11 runs, 3 wins, 8 runs, 1 win. So it looks like she has been, involved in some decent races. I do notice she's from that Blue Tiger. Blue Tiger was a very good sprinter, but he's not really a stallion. He has thrown not a lot of foals, but here and there some of them can run a bit. And my other outsider selection is number 10. And I must say, guys, this is not a very strong field. And that is number 10, Our Bell, from the Ruck stable. This horse recently educated, ran here and thereabouts in Durban, but now finding it on the poly here in KwaZulu-Natal, in PE, is getting the -2. And I really hope for Mr. Jared Ruck's sake that this horse really runs well. I mean, this guy really needs a bit of luck and change of fortune. And I'm really rooting for him. And if you can see here, this horse ran 4.5 lengths behind. She's a keeper. Now, she's a keeper, has won 2 races since and won very well. So that 4.5 was actually not a bad run. So definitely consider for your quartet and trifecta selections. And then we have number 11, Kiara, who only had 1 run on the wall and finished 6.5 lengths behind Jam Fancy. And I'm reckoning this open. I once had an open filly as well. And yes, she was so fast, but she had bleeding problems, and we couldn't just get her right. I bought her from another trainer. I won't say the name, but I never mentioned that the horse has got bleeding problems. So when we got the horse, we couldn't get it to the track because just as we got her ready, she started bleeding again, and then eventually we had to sell her for breeding purposes. But be that is made. But I think 11 Kiara can also run a forward race in this race. So let us move to race number 2, which is another maiden plate, but over 1,300 meters. And you'll see that Greev runners in the first 3 races, the first 4 races, Greev has got all the favorites in the first 4 races. So here in race number 2, De Monte, 22-10, Emirates Flow 5-2, Lingiri 6-1, 7-1, Al Kazim 7-1, Big Splash Private Initiative 12-1, Big in Texas 12-1, 14-1, Pure Quality 14-1, Just Dixit, and 40-1 and longer the race, scratch number 12. So here in race number 2, my first selection is number 3, is number 13, and that is Emerald Flow. I really think that this Oratorio mare, Philippe, by Equalized mare, is going to have a big say. She has run against some strong opposition in her time. Big Quest, one of them. And I do think that she ran 4th behind Q Class on the poly last time out. Was there and thereabouts, and I'm thinking today can follow up with a win. Then my outsider selections is number 1, which is Al Kazim. Al Kazim relocating from Gauteng does run one run on the turf there, but I think this captain of Al by VAR, watch out for this one today on the poly. Richard Ferry on board, and that's certainly not a bad jockey booking. He did was on it the last time. And I'm looking at Al Kazim might be running a huge race today. Then my other outsider selection is number 3, Private Initiative from John Nelp Stable. This horse has also been running places there and thereabouts, and I'm thinking last time out ran on well, 24.7, before that 23.9, 23.3. So the horse is running on a little bit there, 22.6, and that might be that the distance suits him. The only drawback, it is from a draw 12, and that is a bit of a drawback, but it's getting the -2.5 and will certainly be running on strongest of this lot. Then my other outsiders, my other horse that you have to look at is obviously is number 2, the favorite De Monte. Already a 11-time runner, has got run 5 places, surely must have a chance, but also drawn from draw 10. That might be a little bit of a problem. So, but definitely in with a chance, number 2, De Monte. So then we move to race number 3, which is another maiden plate. The fillies and mares over 1,600 meters. World Sports Betting is as follows. Number 3, Siana, 5-2. Latifa's Queen, 9-2. Elisa Zoe, 11-2. Cossard, 7-1. Queen Louise, 8-1. Chai, 8-1. Wild Earth, 14-1. Inogen, 20-1. And 25-1 and longer the rest. Again, another very open maiden plate, where my selection is number 3, Gianna from the Greef stable. But the only problem I see is 11, but ran on nicely last time out beyond far out. And there's always there and thereabouts 3 lengths behind, under a length there behind leader of the pack. And in this not so strong field, certainly looks like the best candidate to win this race. But he can get, I think he can expect stable position from number 1, Corsage. Also a horse that's been running there and thereabouts in Gauteng and in Natal. Last time out from draw 9, couldn't get in and didn't run such a good race, but I'm sure Taffy Miller will have the horse in a better spot this time around. Calvin and Beep on board, certainly a contender. Then also other outsider selection is number 10. Number 10 is hang on a bit. Number 10. Elusive Zoe, yes. This is Elusive Ford by lecture made Gavin Smith stable, Marco van Rensburg on board. Pop this one into the back end of your quartets and trifectas. This will be a nice outsider. It's currently number 10 is 11-2 in the betting. So certainly can improve also here on the poly ex Cape Town horse. And then also obviously have a look at number 5. Latifa's Queen has also run a few places here, a few 4ths, and also but Lyle Hudson on board today, including the back end of your quartets and trifectas. Then we move to race number 4, where my first, let's have a look at race number 4, where We have fillies and mares 86 handicap over 1600 meters, and the betting is as follows. Number 2, Coriola 33 to 10, Alaskan Fight 4 to 1, Noble Princess 9 to 2, Quick Wit 6 to 1, Ruby Raven 9 to 1, 12 to 1, Ghana, Benefici 20 to 1, La Duchesse 20 to 1, and longer the rest. Here in race number 4, my first selection is number 2, Shirela, also another great inmate, but also drawn 9. But he's running running well, ran in a stronger division last time out when she wasn't overwhelmed by musical glitz in a small future. And I think that the down in class today can certainly make her presence felt again. And my outsider selections is number 1, which is a beneficiary. Beneficiary also runs good races, and on the poly has got a good record, but is drawn 14 by the nice inclusion for your trifecta selections. Then here we have Quick Wit coming from Gauteng, as having his second run on the poly, and I'm sure the Richard Furry booking is significant, although drawn 11, but do include in all of your play. And then we also have a look at number 8, Alaskan Fight to favorite, certainly in with a chance. Lyle Hewison on board, draw 4. I'm picking up that Lyle is now starting to ride more and more horses for Gavin Smith, and he is definitely picking up the winners for him. You can see here he's already had 34 rides, 8 wins. That is a nice, that's like 25%. If I'm not mistaken, 10% would be 3.4, 20% would be 3.46.8. Yeah, it's over 25, about 25% strike rate. That is not bad. And also include in your play number 7, Nova Princess. Did run well on the poly last time out. Certainly also in with a huge chance in this, but unfortunately is drawn 13. Number 7, Nova Princess for Cliffy Miller. Then we move on to race number 5, which is a rated 68 handicap over 1600 meters, class D, average rated 65. And here we have certainly a very open handicap. Number 2, Phil's Power 7 to 2, Turner Barbie 5 to 1, Najinski's Son 11 to 2, for Failing for You 8 to 1, 9 to 1, Winter Vacation, World Cruise 11 to 1, Arabian View 12 to 1, Mary Lee 14 to 1, Mistress of Means 16 to 1, 16 to 1, Homer Featured, Riga de Ore 16 to 1, 18 to 1, Lotus King 40 to 1, and Better the Rest. Now, here in race 5, my first selection is number 7, Falling for You. Although it was beaten last time out 9 lengths by Reach for the line, it was there all the time. Also, again, Gavin Smith and Lyle Hewison front row 1. And I'm thinking number 7, Falling for You, definitely a huge runner. Course and distance, 8 rounds, 1 win, 2 seconds, 3 thirds, and a 4th. So definitely likes the course and distance. And for outsider selections, I'm going for number 5, which is Nijenski's Son. Also a horse that's always there and thereabouts. The course distance 4 rounds, 1 win. But Richard Furry on board from draw 9 also ran in that race behind Reach for the line. And I'm going to talk about that now. Although that horse won by 9 lengths, I think that the other horses finished up close. And one of them was number 11, Lotus King. Now, Lotus King is one of the horses that our syndicate has got a small share in. And that horse ran third, just behind the horse I just mentioned, Falling for You. And yeah, Lotus King ran an improved race. We were pleasantly surprised because the 2 races before we really battled a bit. Julius Mapamba riding today from draw 5, and we give number 11 Lotus King certainly a chance. Then I just want to mention, when you play with quartets and trifectas, pop in the other horse that we have a small share in, Homer Featured. This horse is definitely improving, and he won very easy last time out. The horse won hands. About 100 meters, the jockey was easing up the horse. And yeah, we're thinking, but we're not sure whether his performance on how he's on the poly, but he has been placed on the poly before. So, but do include in the back end of your quartets and trifectas. The horse is at a long price will certainly make a difference in the payout. So let's move on to race number 6. Race number 6 is a meditated 70 handicap with 2,200 meters, Class D, average meditated 64. And here the betting is as follows. Number 2, Reef Not 17 to 10, Take the World 11 to 2, Crystal Stream 11 to 2, Need for 6, 8 to 1, Sun Verde 9 to 1, Clover Club 10 to 1, 14 to 1 at the Oprah, and longer the rest. And here my first selection is the number 1 horse, Crystal Stream. You'll see we're running a D Division 64. Crystal Stream has run in an 81 last time out against Miss Orange and the Adyab, but he didn't he didn't run as expected. But you'll see that this horse has got a very good track record on the poly, and I think back on the poly today, this is going to be a huge runner. He has run in the 70s before, 72s, Princess of Fryer, and all of that. And I'm thinking today will be a Crystal Stream will definitely run a much improved race. So definitely my choice in this race. And for outsider selections, I'm going for number 3, which is Take the World. The Pomodoro by Mullins Bay has also won 2 races in a row. But it was on the turf. Now the first time on the poly, but I know for a fact the Pomodoros do love the poly. They haven't got a problem. And Richard Fourie on board today, and I'm thinking that number 3, Take the World, is going to have run a huge race. Was also in that small future won by Miss Orange, so now also very much down in class. And then my other outsider selection is number 4, San Verde. Also a horse who's always there and thereabouts, also running on from behind. And one of these days he's going to get it right and get his in timing right and win. And I think of all the horses will be running on strongly at the end. And then another horse that you want to include in your play is Super Noir. Super Noir won on this course and distance a while ago, beat when he won his maiden. And his horse really ran on strongly. And since then, except for his last race, has run 2 reasonable races before that. So maybe if we can forgive him his last race, then I think certainly Super Noir needs to be included in all of your play. We then move on to race number 7, which is the World Sports Betting East Cape Poly Challenge over 1,400 meters. Class B, average measured at 93. Let's have a look at the betting. Really is certainly a very interesting contest where we have Viking Moon 14 to 10, Marmara C 2 to 1, 5 to 1, Hour 10 to 1, Dubla 14 to 1, and better the rest. Now, I do think that Viking Moon is a good horse, but over a shorter distance, they've tried it over longer distances behind Point of Sale, and he didn't shape. You can see the distance 2 runs, never run a place. And my selection in this race is the horse that's unbeaten, 8 races, 8 wins on the poly. I don't know what happened last time behind Arctic Drift. You can see at the 400 meters, he was still 10 lengths behind, and I just think the jockey left it too late. Today it's got Richard Fourie on board, and he's not going to miss this boat. And I'm telling you that I think Marmara C today, the best bet on the card. Any horse that can run course, 8 range, 8 wins, course and distance, 3 runs, 3 wins. And I'm even Earth Hour, and I do love Earth Hour. I like it because it's from our stable, but Earth Hour could never beat Marmara C. And I do think that the race will be between Marmara C and Earth Hour and Viking Moon. I'm not sure Viking Moon is going to stay the distance. And that's my personal opinion. I can be wrong. Then any one of the other horses that's left, you can select for the quartet, backends of quartets and trifectas. So we now move on to race number 8. And that's a 7, Phyllis Mare 70 handicap over 1,000 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 1, Lady Catherine, 28 to 10, Victoria Tower 5 to 1, Tel Al Gold 8 to 1, Luminary 9 to 1, Law and Order 10 to 1, Fireworks 11 to 1, Storyland 14 to 1, Escape to Vegas 14 to 1, and longer the rest. And here again, we have a strong field, very lots of horses with chances. But my selection goes to number 1, Lady Catherine. Lady Catherine won so easy last time in round about a little bit lower class than this, but she won by 4.75. She wasn't extended. I watched the race. The jockey was sitting hands down on her, winning by 4.25, beating Natural Jade. And I'm thinking that this Lady Catherine can go in again today in this field. For outsider selections, I'm going for number 13, which is Natural Jade, the horse that ran second to her last time out, but now this time is drawn 14, and that is definitely a problem. But I think the horse can be involved in the finish. You'll see also in this race, there's a horse called Law and Order. Natural Jade has run twice, and last time out did finish a lot closer to Law and Order. And Law and Order is here at number 16, Law and Order. I see it had the owner's change, but still the same trainer. And Law and Order has won 2 in a row. And I think definitely also still in with a chance. Last time out was getting 4 kilograms from National Jade, and today is carrying 53, and Natural Jade is carrying 55. So this Natural Jade has got a turnaround of 2 kilograms for a 0.025. And I really think that they will be involved in the finish. Also, I have a look at number 3, which is Talal Gal. It's a horse that the day he won his first race here, I was giving it to Sandri and all to put this horse in. He duly won, then ran second, and then I gave him again. But I think that the 1,000 meters might just be a little bit short, and he might be in need of the run. But do watch this one, number 3, Talia Al Gal. I remember I actually even went to the trouble of explaining what the name means. Then we get to the last race, which is a merit rated 66 handicap, Class C, average merit rated 16 over the 1,300 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 10, Radiant Love, 2-1. Rihanna, 43-10. Frankie Two Shoes, 5-1. I Love Number, 7-1. Rock the Cot, 12-1. Curious, 16-1. Zigzag, 16-1. Exaltation, 20-1. And Joint Ever, 25-1. Now, boys and girls, guys and ladies, in this race, I'm going to give you a horse now. And if you look at this horse's form, there's no way that you can actually pick this horse on form. But in all my years of punting, sometimes you just get a gut feel for a horse. I'm sure you've had that. And you know, about this Zigzag, I was following this horse all the time when he ran 5th, when he ran 6th, when he ran 9th. And then the day he won, I never punted. He won at 66-1. And now this horse finds himself here in PE. And I'm just thinking that, you know, since Delpes took over, well, got involved with Hollywood Syndicate, they're just getting the winners. Their horses are running left, right, and center, winning, running places. And today, I've just got a feeling for Zigzag. The horse is like 16-1 in the betting, I think. Yeah, 16-1. And there's no particular reason why I can tell you this horse can win this race, but it's just one of those feelings that I have. So pop a few rand on the horse, 16-1. Do include it in your play. If it comes home, you'll be laughing, thanking me. If it doesn't, follow it next time, because I'm thinking this horse might have a bit of ability in him. And if you look at the breeding twice over out of a Giant Causeway mare, certainly well bred. And therefore, I would suggest that you follow those horse, even if it doesn't win today. In my other outsider selections is number 7, which is Joint Effort. Also a horse coming from Durban, had one run here on the turf, but has run on a poly 5 times, 1 win and a second. But it's drawn 14. But Jaap Visser is training this horse, and this horse has, you know, run against here and against some decent opposition. You can see a 71, 74, 76, now running in an E60. So definitely down in class, number 7, Joint Effort, and certainly in inclusion all of your play. In the other outsider selections, number 4, I love Mambo. This horse coming from has run a few nice runs on the poly. Course and distance, 7 runs, 2 wins, a second, a third, and 3 fourths. So definitely this horse do like this course and distance. Certainly, I feel a contender in this race. And then also have a look at number 1, which is GENIE. It's also relocating from the Cape Town. I had 1 run on the turf, but now going on the Polo, it's Silvano. This horse is extremely, I cannot explain to you how well this horse is bred. And he did win in Cape Town over the 1400 meters, but now they're putting over the 1300 meters in a poly. Although drawn 12, I would certainly include this horse in all of my play. And yeah, it's 33 to 10 in a betting. So it's definitely that is inclusion. So that brings us to the end of our preview. I do hope that I could point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.